Morning, Chris.
Hello, Frank.
I'm your touring section today.
Happy New Year.
Thank you. Happy New Year to you too.
I stand for you. inviting you to take a couple of centering breaths with me. I'm Deborah Kearns, and it's a pleasure to welcome you to the High Desert Center for Spiritual Living in our beautiful community of Apple Valley. Because the health and safety of our community is of our highest priority, we are requiring you to wear masks at all times while in the building, unless you're speaking from the platform. We have some great music today with our music director, Chris Hermston. Please leave your masks on if you choose to sing along. We will open our service with One Big Family. We are all light, and so thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. We are an all-inclusive center of love, where we recognize and celebrate each person as a divine and unique expression of the one spirit of all. Together, we are co-creating a world that works for everyone. We teach and embody the science of mind principles to support our core values: love, healing, spiritual growth, abundance, oneness, service, and diversity. If you can hear my voice, welcome home. Please join me in reading the opening community affirmation. It's in your program on the left side. I believe in one power, one living spirit, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existing cause. I believe that spirit expresses through me and is the unity of all life. I believe that all thought is created, and how I choose to think creates my personal experience. Is there anyone here joining us for the first time? Well, thank you all for being here. Announcements for any upcoming events are in the program each week, along with the daily affirmations, so please take those home and use them throughout the week. You can also see the announcements on our monitors before and after service. We do have a few announcements that I would like to highlight today, and those are: want to help vision for our new minister?
Yes. Yes.
Can I hear a yes?
Yes.
Beginning today, Judy St. Clair will lead a 15-minute visioning session right here in the sanctuary. It's going to happen about 10 minutes after service ends, and everyone is welcome. Workday with Frank, fabulous Frank. And the crew is set for Saturday, January 8th at 8 a.m. Come ready to paint and prune the trees. All are welcome to attend, and we thank you for choosing to be a volunteer and help with the maintenance and beautification of our lovely center. Bring your work gloves, don't forget those. Our monthly drumming circle is going to be held on Wednesday, January 12th at 7 p.m. with Janet Amby. The sign-up sheet is in the garden room, and the fee for that is $10, and all are welcome to attend. We have a new class coming. Are you ready? Dun, dun, dun. All right. Keys to Manifesting begins Monday evening, January 17th at 6 p.m. This 5-week class provides the keys to manifesting the life your heart desires. It is a CSL certified class and will be held in person and online. Registration is required, and you can sign up at the concierge table or call the office to register. Our High Desert CSL annual community meeting will take place on January 30th, following the Sunday service. We will be reporting on our year-end results and looking forward and ahead to the future, as well as electing members to the Board of Trustees. Yes. If you're interested in serving as a candle lighter or this delicious job right here at MC for our Sunday services, please see Judy St. Clair or Brandy Pagano. We would like to give a special thanks to Joyce Lindsay for her beautiful floral arrangements, and she puts together Joyce, we are so grateful for your contributions to our spiritual center. We can see you co-creating this beauty with every ounce of creativity in your heart. So we are so grateful for you. Thank you, Joyce. Now I'd like to ask all of those who are here today that took part in the removal of our wonderful holiday decorations to please stand. That's right, stand up if you... Wow, these are the fastest we have ever taken anything down. Thank you. Honestly, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for all those who stayed after service on Sunday to help. It was great to see all the volunteers participating. And even our guest speaker and his wife stayed to help. When we give, we get. So when you give, you get your heart filled with love and gratitude also. Since this is the first Sunday of the month, we'd like to celebrate any of you that have a birthday in January. So, does anybody have a birthday in January? Stand up. Woo! Stand up. Happy birthday to you. Cha cha cha. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. What a blessing both of you have brought to our world. Thank you. Every Sunday we share the vision for our new minister. Yay! We ask that you hold the vision with us throughout the week. Printed copies are available in the concierge table for you to take home as well. Our purpose is unity. Our purpose is unity. Our vision is to be a dynamic teaching center where we learn to experience the Spirit within us and to express our fullest potential in life. Our new minister is comfortable with shared leadership, accessible to our community, has humor, tact, and is kind. Our new minister is intelligent, a fine teacher of science and mind, an inspired speaker, and feeds us spiritually. Our new minister lives the science of mind with integrity, has a consciousness of abundance, is authentic, and unbiased. Our new minister is enthusiastic while being emotionally mature, committed, and connected to our community, and is wise in all their affairs. So, let's take a moment to breathe that in right now. Let's welcome up our practitioner of the day, Lori Smith. Come on up.
Thank you, Deborah. Please join me as we read Dr. Ernest Holmes' promises together. They're on the front page of your program. We'll read that together. Here we go. I keep the promise I have made myself to affirm in this moment that I am abundant, healthy, strong, and happy. I keep the intention to daily speak this truth to my inner soul, telling it that it is wonderful and marvelous, that it is one with the great cause of life, truth, power, and action. I whisper these things into my soul until it breaks forth into songs of joy with the realization of its limitless possibilities. I assure my soul. The Ho'oponopono prayer is a powerful forgiveness practice which you can use in your everyday life. Even if you feel there is no one in your past or present that you need to forgive, you can use this prayer to help you clear away judgment or negative ideas about yourself or others. The words are, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. Frank will now join me with lighting the flames of faith. We perform this ceremony at the start of Sunday service to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples and all faiths, all beings, come from the one great universal presence, which we call Spirit. The unity candle represents the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here today. We light the first candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the second candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the third candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of compliance with the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle, honoring all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principle. The 10th candle is the inclusivity to affirm that all are welcome here. And as Frank lights the healing candle, please put silently into the light names of loved ones, knowing that they have the experience of Spirit's eternal love. There is only one. And I invite you to close your eyes at this time if you choose to do so. It is safe to do so. This one power, this one life that is living uniquely as each one of us. It is our very breath. It is all thought, all ideas. It is imagination, creativity, and above all, love. I speak this word in the first person so that you may embody these words as your very own. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am embodying this oneness, this power, this bliss, this grace, this knowing and this being. I am extraordinary in this ordinary life. And I am so grateful. So, so thankful for this center, for its volunteers, for everyone who makes this service possible. The sound room, the bookstore, the office staff. For your board and their members and their tireless service. Your practitioners who are here to serve. And those who are speaking today. Let their words lift you up. And so with gratitude, I release my words. I release this into the law that always responds with thanks and great gratitude. And together we say, and so it is. And now I have special music.
Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. I say it's alright. Live, darling. It's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Live, darling. It feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun, I say. alright. Little darling, the smile returning to the faces. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. I say it's alright. Sun, 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 here he comes. 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 Little darling, I feel that ice is slowly melting. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been clear. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. I say it's alright. Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. I say it's alright. It's alright.
I love that song. Here Comes the Sun. I just love it. One moment, please. Today for our service, we have 3 power talks. The number 3 in itself is very powerful. Our first one is by Clay Baylor. Please help me welcome to the stage, Clay Baylor.
Well, I gotta say, God is all there is. 'Cause that's what Doug taught me when we're in a life-threatening situation. And that feels like right now. My name's Clay Baylor, and I came here in September of 2014. Excuse me if I get emotional. This place is everything to me. But when I came here, I was pretty broken. In 2012, I had a massive heart attack and a triple bypass. I'd been a Teamster for 19 years with 6 years to go. About 6 months after my heart attack, I was overdosed on blood pressure medicine, and I had 2 blackouts and drove to 2 cars in 2 weeks. Needless to say, I wasn't going to go back to driving trucks. I was trying to get better, but I honestly believed I was dying because my biological father, died at 52 of the same exact heart attack, which was a widowmaker. So I kind of believed for 2 years that I was dying. After the first year, my wife at the time asked me to move in with my parents because I hadn't brought any money in a year and things weren't looking good. So I came out here, and when I did, I brought my parents next door to the doctor's office a couple of times and saw the place and wanted to come, never did until that September when they had the Healthy Spirit Festival, which I really want to push us starting that again because I know that we've got to be here. But it truly, truly changed my life. Because when I walked in that door, I was broken. And the love and support that I got from this place was phenomenal. But about December of that year, I had just enough signs of mind to do a pretty healthy affirmative prayer, which at that point was, God, either take me or show me why I'm here, show me my purpose. Because I had pretty much given up and I realized, oh, well, I'm going to live, now what? So and ended up really bizarre. For about a week, I was had like the most wicked flu. I was just out of it. I slept. When I came back that weekend, came back to church, all I heard was cranial sacral therapy and a guy named Frank Hester. And I didn't know what it meant, but I knew there was that divine nudge that Ernest always talks about. And I followed it. And by February of 2015, I went to my first cranial sacral class and fell in love. I mean, it was just, felt like it was the right thing. And then I found out I had to do a year of massage therapy school. And I thought, okay, I can do that. I'm 55, I can go back to school. Well, I had started 4D college up here and all ready to go the day I was supposed to start. They closed their doors for good. And I thought, oh, is this the right thing I'm supposed to be doing? So I had a pity party for a couple hours, made some phone calls, and ended up finding the American Career College in Ontario. So I did that for a year, drove down there 5 days a week. And in that time, I had ended up meeting Frank Hester. I didn't even know the guy. And he started kind of taking me under his wing and teach me as I was still going through school. I got out after a year and went to work for myself for about a year, struggling. I mean, nobody knew me. I ended up getting with that lady that I met in here, Connie Darlington, that I ended up sharing a place with her and another lady. And after a year, Frank asked me to come to work with him. And I truly believe it was all about the treatments, everything that I learned here, because it was, I poured myself into the classes. It was everything. I poured myself into this service. I don't want to get off track, but one of the biggest things that made all the difference in my life was Mary Morrissey's Prosperity Plus, and she had one of the classes was the restaurant of your life. At the last thing they said was, when you put service and love at the center of your table, you can have anything you want. That made such an impact on me. And that is what my life, what Ernest has taught to me, is when you give of yourself and give to others, you can have anything. I truly want to say, that's another thing the center brought me is the most beautiful, this love of my life. I truly, every day, live in heaven on earth. And it's all from this teaching, and I am so grateful. Thank you for giving me this time.
Sorry.
Thank you, Clay. And that's so true. If we put service and love at the center of our table, our life flourishes in ways that we could imagine. All right. So with that, I'd like to introduce our next speaker, which is Marina. Help me introduce Marina.
It's on. It's on. My name is Marina. Clay, could you bring down number? Well, no, I'll just pull it away from my mouth. Never mind, Clay. It's okay. It's okay. That's not too loud, is it? My name is Marina, and I'm a chronic optimist. Some of you know you're supposed to say hi, Marina, but hi, Marina. Thank you. Hi, Mom. I was introduced to this teaching in '88. My friend Susan Garrett took me to Kathy Hearn's Pacific Church of Religious Science in San Diego. And I don't know if it was really said, but what I heard was that I was God. That worked for me, you know? I remember hearing that. It's like, okay, finally something I could get behind, something I could live with. And I had already consumed enough psychedelics in my formative years to know that I was one with everything, you know, so I was like halfway there. I was on a roll, and I'm so grateful, but I have spent all my time since '88 investigating, developing, those aren't the words I wrote, I'm shaking. But for me to have a way of life that's grounded in not only being one with spirit, but being a robust aspect of the creative impulse itself, this really made sense to me. And it was just a big click, and it's been clicking ever since, and I'm really grateful. I can live with this. I've been working, playing, and practicing with this perspective ever since. The Centers for Spiritual Living theme for January 22 is Living Everyday Wonder, and I'll get to that in a minute. But first, usually the first month of January, CSL likes to bring us back to basics. All about basics. And so I'm going to share a few of my spiritual tools and principles. Excuse me, I didn't think this would happen, but I'm going to share some tools and principles that I like to integrate into my life. And just as a caveat, this goes under the umbrella of practice, my practice. Practice, practice, practice. Kindness, I try to be kind. The previous speaker and my good friend has told me that I can be prickly. Did I mention that this is a practice? I strive not to take anything personally. If it's happening out there beyond the outline of my body, it's probably not about me. And unless somebody comes to me directly, I know whatever I hear about me, again, is not about me. I'm always doing the best that I can. And since God is all that there is, and I am one with God, ergo, we are all doing the best we can. And this line of reason really helps remind me what is mine to shore up, where to adjust, how to grow, and how to celebrate. I try to, if I do this, I'll go with that blocks you guys. Is that better? I try to be actively curious. That's another list. Keep learning, meeting, traveling, reading. I'm willing to be surprised. I am grateful that I have 2 prayer partners. I try to check in with both of them weekly, and we know each other very well. And that's a wonderful vulnerability right there. Anything can be said or heard with these 2. We know the best of each other. Another reset key, because if I'm having a hard time remembering who I am, they remind me. Another one, when I can, I do. When I've had a rough patch, I measure my growth and connection with the divine I am by how soon I can laugh at myself. And to those of you that know me, my finger up is like my little bullet points. To those of you that know me, you can confirm that I'm pretty much a wiggly gal. Yes, I am. And learning to sit still, literally in the silence, has not been that easy for me. And I went through craft studies. However, I keep trying. I keep trying. Delighted that I could get into that zone, washing dishes, making art, cooking, taking a walk, treating. There are many avenues there. Practice, practice, practice. There are so many ways to get to that place where I know I am one with all that there is. Another habit I have is I never ask for patience. I have noticed that if I ask for patience, I receive many, 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 many opportunities to need patience. It's just not worth, it's not worth the ask. But I do try to be patient, if needed, unbidden. Another one, be grateful for everything. Period. I never, ever, ever think to myself or say out loud, it could be worse. Because I know, guess what walks through that open pot door? Worse. seeing the good and recognizing God in all. This was an exercise we had in Prac 1, I think, where for a week we were encouraged, instructed to any situation that crossed our paths, we were to see as God, period. And it was, it was a great exercise. It was a great intention. I found it, it's always easier when I'm happy and people are agreeable. Practice. I try to move my body every day. Yoga, chopping wood, stretching, walking. Dancing is a favorite. I find that it can change how I feel. And how I feel often is what's responding to what's going on. Breath and movement, good stuff, brings me back to my center. I love my abundant life, and I'm not just talking about money, but I have potable water that comes out of my faucets. I have a warm home. I can choose when I want to eat and often what I get to eat. Simple, but so grateful for this abundant life. The money's fun too, it's a tool. I say what I mean, and I mean what I say. It's a good one. Last weekend I got a head cold, Christmas night, and because of COVID, this was the first time I can remember in my entire life where I was afraid to have a cold. I didn't like that. And so the cold itself did not last long. It's still kind of flowing itself out. But I was stuffed and grumpy, maybe prickly, for a couple days. And however, besides my netting pot activity and super napping, I really got to work exercising my faith muscles. That all is well. I'm okay. This is just a cold. And I really grounded into God breathing in and through me, knowing my perfect health and balance and peace. I asked the practitioner coordinator for help. Well, I encourage that always. Which segues into I ask for help if I need it. That's a new one for me, being independent and prickly. I now request for aid with property chores or a spiritual perspective on something that may be bugging me and I'm not comfortable with, keeping me out of whack, keeping me in whack, keeping me out of whack. Advice, asking is good, and it opens the door, for me, it opens the door for changes and harmony. And this was a really good piece for me to learn. And almost every day, I take a few minutes and write out in longhand morning pages with my cup of tea. And if you don't know what morning pages are, ask me later. I'll tell you what they are, where they came from. They provide various things depending on the day. Sometimes it just gets the gunk out of my head first thing in the morning. And sometimes I can work through lingering dream fragments. And to-do lists often spring up in the margins. But the great thing, by the end of, by the second and a half or third page, it always turns into prayer, treatment, knowing, setting me up for a responsive and loving day. And powerful tool. And I let myself cry. That's another one. And it's the original neti pot, all I gotta say. Just good for the body, good for the heart, good for the mind. Dr. Holt said, I love Ernest Holmes, we believe that heaven is within us and that we experience it to the degree that we become conscious of it. We all said that earlier. So it behooves me to see the good, the God, out picturing in all of you in all of life's situations. I firmly believe that if I'm feeling afraid or insecure or small, these aspects will amplify and prove me right. So I choose to almost always trust, to see the best, feel whole, and to love. So for me, that's the trick, to keep remembering, which is why we come here on Sundays, which is why we read what we read. To keep remembering, continue to become conscious of it. The it that is inside me that knows that it knows. Remain awake, swim in enthusiasm, and float in love. Those are my tricks. Now, to touch upon the CSL January theme, Living Everyday Wonder. After service, as you heard last Sunday, about 14 people stayed to help break down and put away the holiday sparklings. And it went really fast. And why was it such a joy-fueled event? You know, it's been kind of in me all week, figuring that one out. It was just a bunch of folks doing chores, enjoying a slice of pizza. And I realized why it was a joy for me is that we were a body of folks so in the moment that we were having a blast just packing up decorations, you know, and seemingly mundane job of packing up decorations. And togetherness has power, you know. The work became the wonder of play, right? You were here, a lot of you were here. And helpers really get off on helping. So there were a lot of satisfied customers here. The CSL affirmation for today is, I recognize the extraordinary in the ordinary. And Mary O'Malley writes, something very extraordinary is happening here. There are no ordinary moments in life. That's pretty cool. How does that sit with you guys? I actively seek out the extraordinary, not necessarily just in my own mind, but in actions. The crazed beauty of the natural world, the unfettered laugh of a child, a surprised flavor in a meal, the warmth of another human. The extraordinary is all over the place. It's in all of you. It's in all of us. Lori and Deborah both take photos documenting their wonder of the natural world. And thank you. Thank you. I marvel at what my hands are capable of. You know, they can sew, they can make stuff out of what was yesterday just an idea. They can dig holes, plant, harvest, do things on a keyboard, can touch and comfort. And that whole breathing thing, you know, it's goodness to really tap into my breath when I'm stretching or lasering my attention to it when I'm trying for a swipe at silence. What a marvel these bodies are. They can propel us from here to there. And they are a marvel. While I rarely have one point, those of you that know me, one of my points can be this. Distill. Put attention into the simple joy of being alive. Taking a breath. Sharing a smile. We've all got very good at eye smiles in the last 2 years. Doing what each one of you is physically capable of. Creating what you think is a swell idea. Be alive and give it your attention. Inhale and ground into the extraordinary facets of God that you are. Be grateful for this thing called life. What a ride. Thank you. Now, I feel extremely honored to be bookended by two of the biggest hearts at the High Desert Center for Spiritual Living that I am, and I'd like to introduce Judy St. Clair.
I only have one cheek. I loved you, look. It was great. Thank you, Marina.
My fun was really big.
Yes, those of you at home, you didn't get to see Marina's look, but it was priceless. Thank you. I'm going to make this really short. because we're running out of time and I need you for other things. So I'm going to read this quicker than just ad-libbing it. I'm speaking to you today regarding what is going to happen after service. You've already heard a couple things about it. We're going to do some visioning for our new minister. It's only going to take about 10 minutes. I believe in short, precise, concise visioning. Those who would like to participate, I would love you to join me in here about 10 minutes after service. We'll ring the gong, and anybody who wants to be involved, come back in. That includes kids. I think kids' view is really important also. Now, why do we want to do that? A lot of you have different ideas. How many of you were here last Sunday when we defrocked the church? It's quite a few. Remember the joy, the excitement, the fun. That is who we are. That is what I know us to be. And I think we need to bring it back more often. And as Marina said, remember that Reverend David and his wife helped us defrock the church too. And you picked up the joy from that. And you really loved it. I had to leave the church for a few minutes because I left something home. I had to go home. 15 minutes later, I was back. And I walked into laughing, happy, smiling faces. And it almost brought tears to my eyes, and even now. Because that's what I've missed here. But I thank you. I like the exclamation point. Wow, what a gift. A lot of us have different ideas of the last 3 ministers we've had. Some were great, some not so great. We're moving forward. This is your opportunity to help visualize what that is. And it's totally up to us, up to you. So what's visioning? We're going to look at what do they feel like? How do they move? How do they look at you? How do they look at us as a group? Do you feel they connect to you when you talk to them? Do you trust them? Do you feel safe with this person or persons? You never know, we may get a couple. That could be interesting. These questions and others I will bring up in the group. And I'm going to have you write some things down. Whatever you see, I want you to write it down. We're going to put it in a basket and let it be. And next Sunday, we'll do this again. We'll do it for the month, for every Sunday in January. If we're able to do that, it might be difficult on our board meeting in Congregational Day, but we may do that anyway. We'll wait and see how it flows. This is going to be fun. It's not going to be something you dread. Oh my God, I'm going to have to meditate forever. No. Like I said, we're going to keep around 10 minutes. And that's what we're going to do. Thank you. I hope to see you here.
I have a feel-good song for the new year. Simply do doesn't be my oh my what a wonderful day, and if sunshine heading my way, simply do not simply Mr. Bluebird actual. Everything is satisfaction. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. Wonderful feeling, wonderful day. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. My, oh my, what a wonderful day. Plenty of sunshine heading my way. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. Mr. Bluebird on my shoulder. It's the truth, it's actual. Everything is satisfaction. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. My, oh my, what a wonderful day. Zippity of sunshine heading my way. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. That Mr. Bluebird on my shoulder. It's the truth, it's actual. Everything is satisfaction. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay. Wonderful feeling, feeling this way. Wonderful feeling, wonderful day. That goes out to Reverend Shannon.
Zippity-doo-dah, that's just fun to say. Zippity-doo-dah. Okay, so this is our giving time. Let's take a moment to join in appreciation for this community and our philosophy. We know we live in an abundant universe. There is always more than enough to share and spare. We use this time to open up the flow of abundance and circulate that energy with gratitude. Thank you to our ushers for passing the baskets today. Thank you. Because we appreciate you and your offering, we make it easy for you to give. In addition to placing your offering in the baskets today, there are many various ways that you can contribute to our center. You can use the Banco app on your smartphone or tablet. You can visit our website to make a donation, www.hi-desertcsl.org. Scroll down and find the donate button. Or you can drop off a donation throughout the week in person or by email. Thank you for supporting our wonderful center. Together we prosper. Again, together we prosper. Please join me in reading aloud our Declaration of Affirmative Giving, located inside of your program on the left-hand side. Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I joyously contribute to the vision of the spiritual center, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly. I invite our ushers to start at the back of the room with the baskets, please.
No, we start front.
Or the front of the room. You have free will.
Gratitude in me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful, 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 I'm so grateful.
Let's take a moment to bless our gifts today as we recognize the overflowing abundance of life itself, knowing that these gifts go forth to touch lives, bringing healing and wholeness to our community and to the world. Together, we are creating a world that works for everyone. I'd like to invite the practitioners to the stage. Our practitioner team is here to serve you. The prayer request box is in the garden room under the picture of Ernest Holmes, and our practitioners' phone numbers are on the back side of your program. Please reach out to one of our experienced practitioners for prayer, especially if you're going through a challenge in your life. They are here to know the truth for you, and they are available after service for spiritual support if you need prayer. And now I invite Lori to read our affirmation for today.
One quick reminder that if you have Christmas cards, that there's a box in the garden room for your used Christmas cards. They're repurposed, thanks to Shirley Ryerson's family. Okay, let's read. I'll read it once, and then you can join me 2 more times. The affirmation is, I recognize the extraordinary in the ordinary. Let's say that together. I recognize the extraordinary in the ordinary. One more time. I recognize the extraordinary in the ordinary.
Thank you to those of us who have joined us in person and those of you joining us online. We will see you right here in person, in the center, at the center, and on HDCSL Live on YouTube every Sunday at 10 a.m. Pacific Time. Have a great week, everyone. It's the first Sunday of the month, so our closing song is the Peace Song.
There be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as our power, united in all our
Thank you.